आई थॉट नेटवर्किंग का बहुत अच्छा इवेंट होगा, तो भाड़े का सूट लिया एंड आई वेंट टू फिल्म फेयर एंड इट वाज वेरी इंटिमिडेटिंग एंड 8th रो तो तब भी प्रिविलेज था तापसी को. आई वाज आई थिंक सिटिंग इन द 25th रो एट द बैक. The meanest things that were said to me was are you sure you want to act? तुम अपने पेरेंट्स का टाइम और पैसा वेस्ट तो नहीं कर रहे हो, लाइक क्यों करना चाहते हो? I'm celebrating with my friends and I've got a call to say that the director has made a last minute change. We're very sorry, we really liked your audition, but we're going to go with someone else.
So according to an estimate, every day 10,000 people come to Bombay to become an actor. One of them happened to be Tahir Raj Bhasin, who already had a formal training. But his life and his journey has not been anything without struggles. Today, sharing his own untold journey is Tahir himself, joining us in conversation with Pink Villa. First of all, welcome to Pink Villa.
Thank
Secondly,
you so
sorry for my voice, I've lost it.
I think it works. It's giving you this very husky. This interview is between three people, me, you and your voice. So, yeah. so
you know, Tahir, when you debuted with Mardani, I think I told you last time I met you that you were kept under the wraps for the longest time till the release of the film, and suddenly there was this person who became this phenomena, and everybody loved you in the film.
Thank you.
But before that, what are the kind of struggles that you had to bear through before you landed with the film like Mardani?
That's a loaded question. It took me 3 years in Bombay before I got Mardani, and I remember I came here with 5 photographs.
Yeah.
And this qualification of having been to acting school, and it's a very heartbreaking process when you enter. There's a place called Aram Nagar where all these auditions happen, and you've acted in theatre in college, and you've acted in plays, and you have these dreams of how I'm going to land in Bombay and I'm going to sign a Yashraj or a Dharma film within 1 month and my life is going to change, and it doesn't happen. For me, I remember this very emotional moment when I asked my parents, so when you go out and you meet family and you meet your own friends, what do you tell them that your son does? And they said, oh, we tell them that he's an assistant director, or we tell them that he's trying to write. And that for me was a heartbreaking moment, that your own parents are like hiding the fact that you're trying to. And to an extent, it was very nice of them, because they were supportive. Never once did they tell me that don't try this. They were 100% behind me, and now they're the most proud critics and fans that I have. Yeah.
But tell me something, when you landed, a lot of people have actually spoken about this, a lot of men also, that when you go for these auditions, देख के बाहर निकाल देते थे. ऐसा हुआ है कभी?
बहुत बार. I think my first audition that I went to, and you know, your very first audition in Bombay, you've come, you wear your best clothes, you know, borrow your friend's jacket, you think this is the best you've ever looked, and every girl in school has told you that you look a certain way, your parents are proud of you, and you go and you stand in this line, and in 3 seconds someone opens the door and they tell you, and the words are fit or not fit, and they look at you and say not fit, and your dreams just come, like you think that is the end. अब मेरे को ना ट्रेन वापस पकड़ के चले जाना चाहिए. And it took me 2 weeks to get out of that first rejection. Not fit मतलब अगर मैं ऐड नहीं कर सकता तो फिल्म कैसे होगी मुझसे. It took me a long time to realize that you have to turn that rejection into feedback. Unfortunately, till the time your acting talent gets realized, a lot of things are done superficially. People will judge you on the basis of how you look, and all this is actually nonsense, because I never saw myself as a bad guy. I was surprised when the director said, will you do? I was like, मैं bad guy? Because I had done dance classes and fight classes and acting classes, and if you looked at my portfolio before Mardani, it was like the Yashraj would want, like, for their lead boy, and I had waited 3 years. So when you got Pradeep Sarkar and YRF, Aditya Chopra, Rani Mukherjee, I was like, yes, I will just grab this and then make the best use of it that I can.
When you auditioned, what were the meanest things that were said to you? Like when you were auditioning for a film or an ad, like you said.
The meanest things that were said to me was, are you sure you want to act? तुम अपने parents का time और पैसा waste तो नहीं कर रहे हो? Like क्यों करना चाहते हो? And this was frustrating because my acting style, if you've seen any of it, is to bring a little realism to it. और अक्सर ऑडिशन में लोगों को देख के वो लगता था कि यार ये तो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा। एंड टू मी दैट वाज एक्टिंग, कि अगर आपको पता ना लगे कि मैं डायलॉग बोल रहा हूँ तो वो अच्छी एक्टिंग हुई ना। पर बोले मतलब कुछ भाई एक्टिंग करके दिखाओ, कि अगर तुम गुस्सा हो तो गुस्से के साथ बोलो। सो दैट वाज द फीडबैक आई वुड गेट कि तुम्हें एक्टिंग नहीं आती, तुम तो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे हो। सो इट टुक मी अ लॉन्ग टाइम बिफोर आई फाउंड डायरेक्टर्स एंड राइटर्स who appreciated realism in your work.
But how many times has it been that you've gone for an audition, almost there, might have happened, the film might happen with you, and last moment you've been told that you've been rejected, or maybe some other person with a family backing has taken the film?
My first film that I had signed, which was with a big studio, and it was opposite like a really big actress, and it was 3 actors in this one, and I was really excited about it. पिक्चर साइन हुई और मैं दिल्ली की ट्रेन पकड़ के गया कि अपने क्लोजेस्ट फ्रेंड्स के साथ मैं सेलिब्रेट करूंगा कि आई हैव गॉट दिस पार्ट इन दिस अमेजिंग फिल्म। 2 महीने बाद शूट होने वाला है, फॉरेन का शूट था, एंड आई एम सेलिब्रेटिंग विथ माई फ्रेंड्स। वी वर एट पुराना किला इन दैट एरिया, दैट खान मार्केट पुराना किला एरिया इन दिल्ली, and I've got a call to say that the director has made a last minute change. We're very sorry, we really liked your audition, but we're going to go with someone else. And this had taken me 2.5 years. This is before Mardani ke time ka, and I broke down over there because my friends didn't understand, and one of my closest friends who was with me at the time said, "ठीक है ना, film ही तो थी, अगली मिल जाएगी." And for them it was easy. And the same friend 1 week ago watched Chhichhore and said, मैंने बोला था ना, like मिल जाएगी. And but at that point, when you think it is the peak, when you think and at that time when you think that it is the peak, and all of a sudden that comes down, it can be a very jittery moment.
एक होता है कि स्ट्रगल करने के बाद तो यूज्ड टू हो जाते हैं, बट पहले का जो the first few moments of struggle hits you hard, right?
Not having money, that used to frustrate me, because everyone comes here in their early 20s. All of us have friends who have got regular jobs. They work as in advertising or as lawyers or in banks, and when you see that they are buying cars and that they are getting married and that they are putting down payments on houses, and you've still got 800 rupees in the bank, you start to have an existential crisis कि भाई मतलब मैं life में क्या कर रहा हूँ. Luckily I was surrounded by friends who would say, come आज घर में चिकन बना है, आके खा ले, तू डाइट पे है ना, आजा घर पे खा ले. So you have parents who say we believe in you, and those kind of things keep you going.
Not many people know that before Mardani there were a few films that you had done, like really small parts. Actually you were also there, and you were there in Sushant's other film also, Kai Poche, if I'm not wrong. So not many people know that. Tell us about that, like how did that happen?
I was very clear, बड़े पर्दे पर काम करना है, 5 मिनट का रोल हो या 25 मिनट का, I will do my best. And I remember sitting in a cafe and I got a call from Mukesh Chhabra's office to say, काय पोचे में 2 मिनट का रोल है, अभिषेक कपूर गट्टू बना रहे हैं, करेगा? मैंने बोला करना क्या है? एंड ही सेड पिच पे उतरना है और पहले बॉल पर चौका मारना है, तो इंडिया के लिए खेलना. मैंने बोला डन, ये तो मतलब करूँगा, क्योंकि इंडिया के लिए खेलना, वो इंडिया की किट पहनकर आना. एंड इत्तेफाक से वो चौका मारा, मेरे फेस से फेड आउट होता है सुशांत का फेस. एंड छिछोरे में हम दोनों कॉलेज मेट्स, एंड हम जिन लोगों ने पिक्चर देखी हो वो जानेंगे कि वी आर इन अ कॉलेज environment where I am athletics, he is playing cricket, and it was just this surreal moment.
ऐसा कभी हुआ है? Because Raj also said that there were these 2 films where the heroine actually, or whoever, this said that I'll do this film if you cast somebody else. Has that ever happened, or has it come to your notice, like when you were?
It has happened with a hero where I have been removed from. I can't unfortunately name the person or the production house. But yes, I was finalized for a part, and someone has said that I will. And now I don't know whether that happened because of me as a person, or because of my acting style, or because of what he heard of me. But yes, it has happened.
So what was your reaction to that? Like, how did you react to that? Because that was the first time it happened to you, right?
The first and only time, actually. I was very taken aback because this was a part that I think I could have done a lot with. And I hope that one day I get a chance to work with that actor, so that I can prove to him that I can collaborate, and which is why I've really cherished working with people like Nawaz and people like Rani, who have been comfortable enough to share screen space where I'm doing scenes with equal time as them, And I really think that it takes a very secure person to be able to do that, and it's because of great artists like them, like Sushant, like Nawaz, like John, that people's work gets noticed. And I think that that's how good films today are made. Is that it has to be about everyone in the scene.
Yeah, which is what Chhichhore was about.
Yeah.
There was no main lead. Everybody was playing their own part, and that's a beautiful thing today because people and the audiences are also changing. But when you debuted with Mardani, till Chhichhore happened, there must be a change in the kind of scripts that you're getting post Chhichhore and 83, of course, the announcement. Was there any point where you felt that the industry was kind of typecasting you and giving you only villainous roles?
They would, when you say industry, that's a very big term. There were a certain number of people who would, and for no fault of theirs, if you're doing something well, a lot of people get very comfortable कि अगर उन्होंने comedy में debut किया है, they only do comedies. Or if they've debuted with an action film, they'll be comfortable. So a lot of people would ask me, do this, we'll give you this much cash, why won't you do it? But as a person, I'm someone who gets bored very quickly. I don't know what you're like, but even like if I want to travel, if I've been to place X, and nahi yaar, sab kuch to dekh liya, I now want to go to a new place. Traveling and everything, restaurants, food, with everything I'm a bit like that. And even in my work. So I want to keep things interesting for myself and as a result for the audience as well.
That ऐसा कभी हुआ है कि Bollywood party में you felt like completely aloof, or maybe at a Bollywood Awards? Because Taapsee said in our Untold story only, there was a point of time when she was quite established down south.
Yeah.
But in the Hindi award ceremonies, she would be asked to sit on the 8th row or the 6th row.
Yeah.
And the first row would be privileged for other people. Has that ever happened to you? Did that?
I remember before Mardani came out, a friend of mine had got this one extra pass to say कि फिल्म फेयर जाएगा, मतलब वहाँ पे I thought it networking का बहुत अच्छा event होगा, तो भाड़े का सूट लिया and I went to film fair and it was very intimidating. And 8th row तो तब भी privilege था तापसी को. I was I think sitting in the 25th row at the back, and physically it distances you from where you want to get, and it was a very intimidating experience. Next time I went for Mardani. There was a nomination, but still you do feel like when you see Salman Khan walking in a tuxedo, when you see Shah Rukh sir coming, it is a little bit like यार ये तो बचपन के सपनों की दुनिया थी, and all of a sudden it's there in front of you. And it's taken me 3 years to get that confidence to say that just think of it as another work event. So for a long time it did happen. Yes.
But thank you for sharing this lovely journey, and I hope the intention behind doing this is to share these stories which get unspoken and which get untold.
Thank you to you and your voice for having me on the show, and I really feel it's an amazing initiative because everyone puts up this facade of perfection, I feel, especially like when you're on social media. And I think it's important for everyone who watches this to know that there is a ladder that you need to climb, and every one of those ladders is an untold story.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, this is Tahir Raj Bhasin, and if you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pink Villa.